If you look at the Jets roster, have we ever seen an offensive team from the New York Jets as talented as this? You still have Davis there. You have Alan Lazar, Garrett Wilson. You have Denzel Mims there, who could probably lose a spot because of all the talent there. You have Randall Cobb there. Mecole Hardman, another speed demon that could be used on the outside or even in the slot. I've never seen the Jets have weapons like this. That doesn't even stop what they could have at the running back position. Breece Hall, Michael Carter, and then they're talking about Dalvin Cook now. And then you have Aaron Rodgers throwing the ball. Last year we had Zach Wilson and Mike White and old man Joe.
Chris Streveler got in.
They had 4 guys that throw 14 touchdowns.
Chris Streveler is Jets preseason legend, Chris Streveler.
That's it. It is all those comeback victories, the fans going crazy for him.
Give me a break. Oh, God,
when he gets
please.
cut and then gets back on the practice squad. It is classic Jets preseason, so I'm looking forward to who is Chris Streveler this year. In terms of expectations, I don't think there has been what we're talking about right now. 2015 year jumps out because the Jets had 2 1,000-yard receivers. Brandon Marshall had 1,500 yards. Eric Decker had a 1,000-yard season. Chris Ivory had a 1,000-yard rushing season. Ryan Fitzpatrick threw 31 touchdown passes. So there was record-breaking offense, but it was a surprise. Like, none of us went into that season going, whoa, watch out for this record-breaking year. This year's different because there is hype. There is expectations. The NFL's expectations. The Jets are in 5-6 primetime games, depending on whether you consider the Black Friday standalone game a primetime game. Like, they are fully expected to make some noise and make some things happen. And it's hard for Jet fans and even Jets media's brains to really wrap themselves around having a 4-time NFL MVP at quarterback distributing to all those sexy weapons that you just said. So expectations are high.
Brought up Dalvin Cook, and there's been a lot of talks with not only the Jets, but every other team in the AFC East. What price range would you go after Dalvin Cook for if you would want him for the Jets? And you think the Jets would pay a little extra to take him away from, say, the Miami Dolphins?
Yes, the Jets are very interested. The latest thing from Mike Florio of Pro Football Talk, the Jets are more interested than you think because of the Breece Hall injury and coming back. And they've been interested since before he was even cut about a potential trade. They didn't go that far with the trade stuff like the Dolphins that were apparently pretty close in those trade conversations. But yes, I'm all in on it because everyone recovers from an ACL differently, and you don't know what Breece Hall is going to be. He could be 2012 Adrian Peterson. If I'm putting my money and life and house on the line, I'm not betting on that being a reality. That seems more so an outlier than what is going to be relied upon in history. So if the Jets brought in a Dalvin Cook who could carry the rock early in the year, let you be cautious with Breece Hall, then when Breece Hall's back, you can extend both of their shelf lives because they could both stay healthy, split up some of the reps so you always have a dynamic guy in the field, but you could keep them rested, and especially since the Jets have hopes and aspirations to make a little bit of a playoff run here. In terms of the money, I'm willing to go 5, 6, 7, 8 million, either on a one-year deal or you could get funky with void years and make it a multi-year deal, which apparently Dalvin Cook's camp is open to, and then feature some incentives in there. I don't think we get to the true $11 million base that he was scheduled to make with the Minnesota Vikings, but I think we could get right around there, 9, 10 million plus the incentives. It's close enough for Dalvin, and plus he's still getting $2 million guaranteed from the Vikings this year, which I think can make it a little bit more palatable. If he's going to double dip, you get money from another team as well. You can say, okay, I'll take a little less because the Vikings are still paying my ass too. He's a dynamic weapon. There's a lot of teams in the mix. I already think Dalvin Cook's a good fit regardless of other teams' interest. When I hear the other teams that are vying for him are the Miami Dolphins, New England Patriots, I'm like, what did I just offer you? Increase it by 5%. It's the Christmas vacation end. Increase the Christmas bonus by 20% what you made last year. I'm willing to go to that lengths for Dalvin Cook. If you don't get him, you better be sure, because there are some analytical crowds that have said he's washed and over the hill.
Washed?
You better be right.
Still efficient, though.
How many yards did he have last year?
I just think the nerds in the back of the room sometimes are just speaking too loud. He's just one of the most productive running backs in the NFL over the last 4 years. Top 5 running back, top 10 running back. I think he's just so dynamic, and I'd be willing to do it. I'd be willing to pay over to make sure he doesn't go to a right. It doesn't have to be Cook. I just think Cook is the best player available. If you're going to upgrade, why not go for the best possible upgrade you can? If you're going to go out for dinner, why go out to some scrub-ass place? Go to the best possible place.
I do it all the time. I go to Applebee's.
If you just say, I don't want to pay the money it's going to take, because Dalvin Cook, of course, you're going to get what you pay for. You're going to have to pay a little bit more on Cook than you are some of these other options. But if you want to get a value, I think the best value available is Kareem Hunt. He led the league in rushing in 2017. He had the ceiling. He has a lot of tread on the tires because he's worked with another partner. He's never been Batman. He's Batman and Robin. When you go to Cleveland, you have Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb gets a ton of work, so that means less work on Kareem Hunt. Even his age at 27, you say, wow, he's really like 25 or 24 because he hasn't gotten the same mileage that running backs normally get. Pass blocking, can catch a ball to the backfield. I want Cook because I think he's a better player straight up. But if I'm looking for the best value, I think Kareem Hunt checks off all the boxes you're looking for. It's going to be dirt cheap. We're talking 2 or 3 million, and he'll be a training camp ad.